Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.
Leise war gestern, der Time for Metal Podcast.
Ein herzerfrischendes Moin Moin und guten Tag hier bei einer brandneuen Folge Leise war gestern, dem Time for Metal Podcast, euer Metal- und Rock-Magazin. Und ja, erstmal Flo, schön, dass du es heute geschafft hast, hier mit ans Mikrofon zu kommen. Mein Flo.
Ja, moin Kai, da freue ich mich auch wieder sehr drüber, dass ich es geschafft habe und du es geschafft hast.
Ja,
Aber ich bin ein bisschen neidisch auf unsere Gäste heute. Du
ja.
weißt, warum ich neidisch bin, wenn man auf deren Wetter da guckt im Hintergrund. Ja.
Das auf jeden Fall, denn hier sitzt eine Band mitten in der Tour, da können sie selber gleich was drüber erzählen. Und zwar sitzen sie mitten in den USA, das ist, glaube ich, mit einer der weitesten Schaltungen, die wir bisher hatten. Und da die Kollegen der Band Magnolia Park nicht so gut im Deutschen sind, würden wir die Folge für euch natürlich in Englisch, wir machen sie in Englisch und switchen dann das so, dass ihr das Transkript online natürlich in Deutsch nochmal übersetzt lesen könnt. So, welcome Magnolia Park here on Leise war gestern, the podcast of Time for Metal.
Hello. Thanks for having us.
Would be nice if you could introduce yourself so that everybody can listen to your voice and everybody knows who's who.
I'm Joe. I play drums in Magnolia Park.
I'm Josh. I do vocals in the Magnolia Park.
I'm Tristan, and I play guitar.
Okay. So if there's anyone from our listeners who doesn't know what is about Magnolia Park, Magnolia Park is a band which is currently rising up with. I don't want to explain. Who wants from you? So I just hand over the microphone. What about what's Magnolia Park? Josh?
Magnolia Park is a multifaceted band with many genres under its belt, many more to come. High energy, just down to earth dudes.
Anything to add, Joel or Tristan?
We're a wacky band.
Okay. Then before we talk more about Magnolia Park, the current record you released this month, and everything else, I just want to introduce the theme roulette. That's what we play with all of our guests. That's a random topic. So I have a generator here. I press on the button and it jumps out with one topic we talk about exactly 10 minutes. Flo has a timer in his hand. So and after 10 minutes, we're not allowed to talk about this topic anymore. So that's it. So it's very easy. I press on the button if you don't have any questions.
So I think we're locked. Yeah, let's do it.
That's good. Perfect. I press on the button. And the topic for this episode is, that's very, very easy for you, I'm quite sure, is US metal scene. And I jump over to you. I hand over the microphone always to our guests to answer this topic. You can drill as deep as you want to this. Yeah. Let's start with Joel. What comes to your mind?
U.S. metal scene?
Yeah.
Okay, I need a minute to think. I guess I'll start with some of my favorite bands right now.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, man.
Then hand over the mic if it's...
A lot of them aren't even U.S. Anybody else want to go?
Yeah. Yeah, it's so true. They're not.
I was
Spirit
going
Box.
to say Loathe, and then it's like, they're from UK.
Spirit Box is crushing it.
Spirit Box, yeah.
Bad Omens. Poppy.
Yeah.
House of Protection.
House of Protection. You got Vana. She's New Zealand. Damn it.
Slipknot.
Slipknot.
Oh yeah.
The new metal scene's like going very, very hard right now. Yeah. Most of it's from the UK and overseas.
A lot of really good international acts.
Australia.
So it's kind of hard.
Yeah. Damn.
Even though we're repping US, there's a lot of good international acts.
I guess like Bad Omens is like the flagship band right now for US metal. They're like the biggest, I would say.
Yeah, it's between them and Spirit Box.
Yeah. Yeah, those two are the coolest. I really like Spirit Box's new album, Direction. It's really cool. And then I like how Bad Omens went and tried to do like a whole, I guess, like post album to their what's that album called? The red one? Death of Peace of Mind. And like did like kind of like an anime style to it to like expand on their story. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. When you think of the US, it's we were sitting here in Germany. If you compare the USA to Germany, it's a very, very huge country. So many states are involved in this area. So if it comes to the states, I always think of the Bay Area with power metal, or when it comes to Florida with the death metal.
Yeah.
Are there more hotspots I don't see from this side of the ocean?
Texas.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, Texas has, yeah. There's a New York
for sure.
hardcore scene. Florida also has like a big like metalcore scene too. A lot of bands like come out of there.
Surprisingly, sleeper is Atlanta.
Yeah,
there's a lot of metal bands coming out of like Atlanta area.
Okay,
for sure.
And then if you compare now, so I've been to the US last year. So we've been in Miami and also on the 70,000 tons of metal cruise, and it's really a European, let's say, from the feeling of the bands what are there, like Blind Guardian and so on. It's very, very European driven cruise. But I know there's also the Shipwrecked, which is a bit more the US flagged type of cruise. Have you been on one of those cruises?
We haven't.
Yeah. They didn't book us. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of them go right out of Florida, so we're right there.
Yeah.
I'd love to play one of them.
Yeah.
The Shiprocks or something like that.
Was that dead?
Yeah, we haven't got the chance to do that yet.
Yeah.
Play some songs on a fucking cruise. We say.
Bring back Parahoy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
I think it's very special. So there are also some of those cruises in Europe, but I think the amount of cruises are very big in the US if you compare. Are there any festivals you think that are typical for the US rock and metal?
Louder Than Life we're doing this year. Line at Super
Rockville,
sick.
Sun Temple.
When We Were Young has been awesome the last couple years.
Yeah. Warped Tour's coming back too.
Warped Tour?
Yeah.
Warped Tour, we're gonna be doing those. Yeah.
Aftershock.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, Kai and I talked about the When We Were Young festival.
Oh yeah.
With all the great new metal bands from the 90s and 2000s, early 2000s. Festivals, special topic for me. I always follow US festivals on social media. And I think the smaller or bigger festivals or whatever comes to my mind are kind of crazy. I saw festivals with Cannibal Corpse and Miley Cyrus on the same setup.
Yeah,
could you imagine that this would happen in Europe?
Never ever.
I couldn't.
Never ever. You're right. I see now that you're playing with Slayer, Avenged Sevenfold, Deftones, Bring Me the Horizon, Rob Zombie, and so on the Louder Than Live festival. That's kind of crazy. So I think the only festival in Europe you could compare with is the Hellfest in France. To have this amount of high potential bands in one space. What does it feel for you to be part of this roster?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
It feels like every band's on that lineup pretty
Yeah.
much. So yeah, that Loud and Life lineup's insane.
Yeah,
it doesn't even look real.
Yeah.
I think growing up, like us listening to all those bands, and now like I guess just sharing the stage with them is like we're very honored, and it's like living the dream for real.
Yeah.
I can imagine. Yeah. Is there any dream you have outside the US? So when it comes to the US scene, there's also something you can talk about the edges of this. So I saw that you didn't have been to Europe since now, or you have been to the UK, but not to the mainland.
Yeah, we haven't done mainland Europe. We'd love to do any of the Europe festivals, Hellfest,
Download,
Rock Am Ring, Download.
We have
Rock and Spring.
a German member. He's our bassist, Vince, and he's been dying to play Germany. He's been dying. He's been waiting for so long. So we can't wait to go over there.
Also, one of our biggest like markets on like Spotify.
Yeah, Germany.
So we know we have a lot of fans in Germany. We're like dying to come out there.
Check out Nuremberg.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's so funny that you say that one of the biggest fan base is in Germany, but you haven't played here. So that shows that also Spotify, Apple Music, and so on is a big driver for creating fan bases. What do you think about when it comes to social media and so on? So I think this is also one thing what drives you to new fans, correct?
Yeah, just having, I guess, like having IG reels and TikTok. Back in the day, all you could really do is like tour and then like hope the label can push you to radio and that stuff. And I think it just gives us an opportunity to promote our music the way we want and reach random people. We have fans all the time that say this is our first concert ever in life, and we're just reaching people who wouldn't normally go to rock shows. And then at the same time, we reach the rock and metal fans. So it's a pretty cool thing.
You're more or less something like a bridge between more genres. So for me, the first thing where I hit up with Magnolia Park was that my wife came to me and said, "Hey, look here, that's this song Mirror Mirror on the Wall. Look here," and she really loved it and said, "Hey, give it a try. I really like it." And first time I heard it, I said, "Oh, it's very popish," but so it's very, 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 let's say, it's not so hard metal like I hear normally. And as oftener I hear this song, as more I like it. And that's the thing I wanted to talk to you later about with when it comes to your album and so on. But I'm very at your stage when you say that it opens fans that hadn't been to a metal festival, metal concert before, and also metal fans who hadn't been to a pop or rock festivals or concerts before. So I think it's a very nice position where you are. Do you think that also that this could be a problem or for some fans?
We haven't really run into that issue because from the start we've been cross genre. Like we've had pop punk songs, we've had like alt pop, we've even like an early song we did called Reaper had like sort of a breakdown. So we've been like, I guess, like cross pollinating our fan bases. So our like core audience, our actual like hardcore fans they don't know what we're gonna do next. So and they're cool with that, which I think is sick.
Yeah, our new album is like a pretty big direction change, and the response has been really good. Yeah, everyone's like, "This isn't pop punk anymore, but it's fucking awesome, and it sounds like Magnolia Park, and I like it." So
yeah, that's the main thing. That's the main thing, that it still sounds like Mag Park, even though we do different genres.
Yeah.
So I think that's what like kind of glues everything together, is that we still sound like us, even though we would either go like hard on the song or like soften it up a bit.
So you guys protect yourself from the very beginning, because most fans say, "Okay, we want to hear the same thing over and over again and do this record again as the comeback of Linkin Park and do this kind of hybrid theory thing again and not some new stuff," and you protect yourself.
Yeah, we didn't want to. I feel like at the end of the day, it's just music, and you have to be passionate, like have a huge passion about what you make. And if that's all that should matter, like when you go into write song. I know like some bands are kind of like pigeonholed to sound, but I feel like if you just try to
there I have to cut you. Perfect last words, but the timer of 10 minutes is over at this point.
Okay.
But it's not a problem. I have two or more, 3, 4, 5 questions about your current release, and as you said about I don't want to say that this is a development from the old album to the next one, because it would say that the old one was better or not so well. How do you think about the switch from Bacchus Revenge over the EPs to now. So I feel that Bacchus Revenge was more autobiographic, kind of feeling emotional things. You talked about. Now you have a completely metamorphose. Yeah, you made a switch completely to a concept where some other characters are talking about some topics. So that's really a switch of the viewing angle, of the viewing point. How does it feel for you, and how did it change, and how did it came? Yeah, come.
I think our songs are still pretty like introspective and like relatable to our life. Like we wanted the songs to still like come from us. Like for instance, like Ophelia, Josh just recently lost a family member, and I was dealing through my grandma being in hospice at the time. So we're just writing from the perspective of like losing someone and like feeling that. And then I think the rest of the songs are the same way.
Pain, like we literally wrote off like panic attacks I used to have.
Yeah.
So that was one thing too.
Yeah, I think the story is just like we wanted the fans to have something more than just like us, because I feel like growing up, band groups like the Gorillas or stuff like that like just made me connect to them more, and like the larger story felt more like fun to dive into. So that's why we wanted to create the vampires and the lore of Vamp and everything.
And was this for you a natural feeling switch? So I think that for me as a reviewer of the album, and it really looks like a real switch, a real big thing. So that's why I wanted to know if it feels natural for you.
Yeah, I would say it felt really natural.
Really natural.
Yeah.
I mean, all of us grew up on like heavier music as well. Just like a really wide variety of music. So it felt like supernatural. We didn't like force it. We kind of came up with this concept at the beginning, maybe 18 months before we put the album out. And then we like wrote around that concept and started creating like the soundscapes and like the feeling of the album. And then it kind of just naturally came together.
Yeah, having a concept in mind in the beginning helped us really create it and made us like very laser focused on what we wanted to create. So that helped us out a lot whenever it came to the writing process, just because we knew the topics we wanted to hit, we knew what the theme was. I think with a lot of bands, like they're figuring that out as they are recording, see what it is. But like for us, we wanted to like get that first and then move into the recording process. So it really worked out for us in that way.
Very nice.
It feels like when you listen to songs like Pain, maybe it's like a blanket or a cover on it, because it doesn't feel like it's only a storyline. It feels like it's also personal emotions. You put your personal emotions into the storyline, maybe?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, like each one of the songs has something personal that like we've gone through or we felt at some point. We just had that fuel that theme even further. All of our songs we have something personal with, even if we're just joking around and like we're all human, we're supposed to be having fun and showcasing these emotions. So we try and make sure that we put all those in these songs when we create them.
Yeah, I think the album's like, it's kind of like a 2-in-1 where like it loosely follows the Vamp concepts and goes with like the lore, but then there's also like personal real life things, even like songs like Cult or The Screams about like fighting back against depression, where like our fans can still relate to it in real life. But then as the album, it all ties together with the lore of the story. So it's not like super strict storytelling, and it's not it's kind of works both ways. That was kind of the plan with the album.
So is Vamp for you an open story? So is the end is there an open end, or do you think that this story is told now and the next record will be a new theme, a new story, a new character set?
There's an open end, yeah.
Yeah, it's an open end. I think we're gonna continue the stories of what Vamp has started with. We want to do like a whole big like glow up in a sense. So yeah, like story's gonna continue for sure. We just don't know in what direction yet.
Yeah, sorry. Hey guys, I just joined.
They're German.
Yeah.
You're the German guy in the band, so you need to be the bassist.
That's correct, yeah. Wait, are you guys German?
Ja,
Yeah.
wir kommen aus Deutschland, korrekt.
Servus, hi. Grüß euch.
Servus.
Grüß dich.
You sit here, man. What am I doing?
Perfect. Yeah, perfectest timing. Well, I guess we should probably, for your audience and for everyone's sake, continue the conversation in English.
It makes sense, yeah. I think so, it makes sense.
Yes. But nice to meet you. Schön euch kennenzulernen. Mein Name ist
Ebenso.
But yeah, I think regarding the whole album structure, Tristan envisioned this trilogy sort of narrative for Vamp going forward with 2 more albums, and Tristan really kind of brainchilds these projects. He'll call me in the middle of the night and be like, "Oh, I have the next 2 albums figured out." I'm like, "Whoa, let's go!" And I get really excited, and then I can help in like an executive function or like helping make the records. But yeah, we're super excited. We have some things planned in the pipeline, and we'll be back writing probably soon.
But it's funny to talk to the German guy in the band because it was on my question list. I read Vincent Ernst and I thought, okay, that's a German guy.
Yeah. Doesn't get any more Deutsch.
Yes. Where you born?
Nürnberg.
Okay.
That's the reason why the other guys wanted to play in Nürnberg once. So that makes sense.
Do you write the lyrics all together, you guys, or
more or less? Yeah, it's pretty collaborative effort. There'll be varying methods of like how the lyrics are created, but like for instance, I would have like a top line melody, and then on a Discord call, Freddie and Tristan would come up with lyrics, and or maybe Freddie and Tristan will go and write a song, or maybe Josh will come in and be like, "Yo, what if we did the pre-chorus like this?" And then Joe would write on demos as well. So it's very like
very
cohesive and collaborative. But regarding thematics, I mean, I think if you listen to Cole, and I thought this was very interesting when the song was released, and honestly, it had an impact that I didn't really expect. You look at like YouTube comments, people are like, "Yeah, this is like perfect timing," especially considering like political climate in the United States. That's a sentiment that maybe some people could identify with. Yeah, like not wanting to feel oppressed, and yeah, that it feels tough in the world right now, with the way things are financially for a lot of people. I think financial hardship is also a really big thing that the band has touched on from 10 for 10 and other songs. So yeah, dealing with living in the United States.
Yep.
Yeah,
we love 10.
So you're always welcome to Germany. So
but
by the way,
we're in trouble as well. Yeah.
About the festival, like I mean, that would be a fucking dream come true. Like playing Rock and Park. I think we all dream of playing massive shows in our hometowns, and Tristan and the rest, they all got to play in Orlando, which is where they're from, and everyone comes out. But like playing it from where you're from, and especially somewhere where you used to go as a child, is really profound, and especially at the stage, at the setting of the Zeppelinfeld, and considering the history and the political gravity, it would be like, I think, an immense opportunity for the band to speak out against some of these issues, especially being united against far right wingers, and living your dream,
fighting against discrimination.
Yeah,
100%. I have one not so hard question, not so deep going question. So it's also something from the thing I didn't want to say, but from the development of the band. So when it comes from Bacchus Revenge over to your EPs, which are very Halloweenish, yeah. So the first one was the Bacchus Revenge was more urban, neon-soaked emo pop aesthetics. While Vamp feels like more a full-blown cyberpunk anime universe from the just from the corporate identity, so from the optics, so how it looks like and how you present yourself also in the videos, also the album, also your webpage and so on. Is this also something where you say this needs to happen when you I don't want to say grow up, so this is really, I don't want to be harsh with my words. So that really it's a development that you also need to change this. So I think it's always hard when you have your standing in everything. Everyone sees a logo and sees, oh, that's the band, yeah, or everyone sees a special type of cover artwork, like Manowar, for example. You always see this man, and you know this is Manowar. Yeah, and if you switch too hard, sometimes it could happen that somebody doesn't find you anymore. So is this a problem for you? So also in your development or in your process?
I think we're just still like, this is our second album, so I don't think we've had enough like time in the game where that matters at all. I think like we were saying earlier, our branding will always be like Halloweeny and like kind of spooky vibes. So I think it just, at the end of the day, like what makes it feel like Magnolia Park is all five of us collaborating on an idea and vision. So I think as long as we keep that, like it's always going to be the Magnolia Park way, I would say.
Perfect. Yeah. Any genre mixes you want to open for the next? Is it dance music, or will it be jazz, or
I think blues rock, like
blues rock,
Mississippi Delta. Me, Josh, and Vince and Joe have been cooking in the green room.
Perfect. Or some like violins and bagpipes would be also nice. So if they are now, if on your next album will be violins or bagpipes, I always will say this was my idea. This was my idea.
The bagpipes have a cinematic. The bagpipes have a cinematic undertone, so I'll keep that in mind.
When you have a German guy, you have to join with Blasmusik.
Blasmusik mit Musik.
Yes.
Correct. Okay, then the only thing I really need to know, I'm not sure if we asked this. So you said you want to play in Europe. So do you plan to play in Europe? Are there any dates on the roadmap?
We already sold. No, I'm not gonna get into it.
I will. So we already sold out a few times in London and UK, and we've always been playing great shows there. And we've always expressed how much we want to play in Europe.
And so do our fans.
Come to Germany. All of our fans have been like, come to Europe. The people that we were working with at the time didn't believe in the fact that we could do Europe. So we had to change that. So we're definitely coming. We just don't know when yet, but we are coming now.
Yeah.
It's got to be next.
It has to be next year. It has to be next year.
Yeah. It's definitely, it's complicated with all the agencies and.
Nah, they didn't believe in us, bro. I'll call it.
All right.
I always
they didn't
knew.
believe in us, but we believe in us. Our fans believe in us. So therefore, Europe has to happen next year.
And I love the German scene, and I know, or like the Euro scene. I know a couple bands, like, I don't know if you guys know, From Fall to Spring. They're awesome.
Yeah.
And like, I would fucking kill. It would be awesome to play Europe and Germany. So yeah.
We're pushing very hard.
Yeah. We want to make it happen.
I always knew the Come to Brazil guys, but I didn't know there were Come to Europe guys.
There definitely are. Come to Germany is a frequent comment. Yeah.
Instead of come to Brazil, it's come to Germany.
Yeah. Either come to Germany or come to Japan, one of those two. But most
So
of the time
if a booker in Germany listens to this podcast, so we always open to make some advertisement for you. So if a booker really wants a nice, really, really nice band who wants to play and has a big fan base also in Germany, please contact us. We will hand over the contact to the record label and they will hopefully organize something.
Yes.
Perfect. As we do always, I want to have an outro in our episode. So every episode needs to end, and due to the fact we need a song for our outro. So you are the persons who can decide now. You're now 4 persons at the other side. So it's really hard for me to decide who is the giver of this gift. Yeah, for our listeners. So which kind of song we should play? So you need to decide who tells us which song.
Is it any band or our band?
It could be you. It could be, let's say, some kind of Ahnung. Doesn't matter. You decide. If it's allowed, legal and able to play, we will play.
I would say from fall to spring, Control.
Thanks a lot for your time, guys. It was Joel, Josh, Tristan, and Vincent Ernst from Magnolia Park, and everyone who's listening to Leise by Gestern, im Time for Metal podcast. Really, you need to listen to this band. It's available. The album just released, I think, 2 weeks ago, and just click on your streaming platform, wherever you listen to this band, and leave a comment there that you're coming from us.
Defeated, it's messed up. For some mistreated, what is the secret to self-love? My fear is feeding the demons, they're seeking fresh blood. This fucking feeling is never getting the best of me. Best of me. Why am I not alive? Why am I so fucking blind? Why can't I see it? I must leave it all behind. I'm ready to let it all go. No more complaining, I'm telling the truth. And better witness and break. Yeah, every little step I take, tell me that I lose control. Tell me that I lose control. And then everything's about to break. After every little step I take.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.